If there's anything that can be called the heart of Moment, then it's projects. At some level, everything inside Moment revolves around projects and the management of project details, whether that can be activities, budgets, teams, tasks, expenses, and so on. To get started on a project in Moment, click the New Project button. Give your project a fitting name. You can use any alphanumeric character. Select the customer. If you haven't created the customer file yet, you can create one later and then change it inside the project. The project number is in a series, but you can always set it manually. The project state determines the status of your project. If the project is currently on an offer or hasn't started yet, it can be useful to select one of these options from the start. You can set a price model for the project here. If there's more than one, you'll define that after the project has been created. With the help of tags, you can instantly categorize your projects. You'll predefine tags separately and select them here. If your project belongs to a department in your company, you'll select that here. Keep in mind, any selection you make in this window can be changed after the project has been created. Click Save, and you'll enter your newly created project. After the project has been created, you can both add and edit project details. First off, upload a project logo to make it easier to distinguish. Click Edit to display available options for project details. Here you can edit the details you added in the previous step or add new information, for example, a project address, startup and end date, and a project description. You can also change some project settings. For example, if only coworkers manually added to the project should be able to register hours, whether the project should appear automatically in all timesheets, or if you require descriptions on time records. Click Save to save any changes you make here. Adding a team to your project will make the project appear in timesheets of the team members. Also, if you're planning on allocating hours in the project, adding a team now is useful. Click New Team Membership. In the window, you can select team members from the list of employees one by one. Alternatively, you can select a predefined team based on tags. The tags can represent actual teams in your company, or for example, competencies, roles, seniority, and so on. Next to the coworkers' names, you'll see a drop-down for project roles. Right now, we're seeing the default options in Moment, but you can create any project roles you want, so that it corresponds to the role titles in your own company. The project role can determine different variables, such as what access level the coworkers will have in the project, for outgoing pricing, and what role titles end up on an invoice. It also makes it pretty easy to see who has what roles in the project. Whoever has a blue star in the project is considered the project owner and will be notified inside Moment when there's hours to be approved in the project. The project will also show up on their list of projects in Project Report. More than one person can be set as the owner. In any project, there's likely to be some contact persons at the client side. You can add contacts either from the customer file or have specific contacts just for the project. Click Add Existing Contact to select a contact that's already added to the customer file. If you add a new customer contact inside the project, it will also be added to the customer for future use. If you have contacts specifically for this project that are not relevant for the customer in other projects, then you'll add them to the panel below. It can often be useful to add notes to your projects. Click New Note to add one. The Notes panel supports rich text formatting so that you can, for example, make headers, bold text, italics, quotes, bullet points, and so on. After you've written the note, you can notify your coworkers in the dropdown. Select specific coworkers or notify all active coworkers on the project. The latter can be very useful to share project information to all members. For example, that the project has been created, that hours have been assigned, or if there are any major changes that the team members should know of. Your project will likely consist of different phases, stages, or deliverables. Under the Activities tab, you'll add those to your project as activities. There will always be at least one activity on a newly created project. This is necessary for time tracking and connecting budgets, expenses, allocated hours, and so on. To edit the activity, click the pencil icon. Here you'll see different options for detailing your activity. Give the activity a fitting title, and assign an activity number if necessary. You can set a period for when the activity is active and set its status. It's also possible to make the period automatically change the status of the activity. If you have estimated how many hours is necessary to finish the activity, you can add those into the field for estimated hours. Provided there's a period defined for the activity, you can add estimated hours as planned hours directly from the activity. Simply click the little calendar icon and select a project role. Using hours alerts, Moment can automatically notify project owners when a certain percentage of the estimated hours have been registered in the project. It can be useful to add a small description to the activity, and there's a separate box for this at the bottom. Click Save to save the activity, and you'll see new details in the overview. When you want to add more activities, click Add Activity. Most likely, your project has one or more budgets. You'll add this by going to Invoicing options. In Moment, we use price models in order to distinguish work that's non-billable, fixed price, hourly rate, or subscription-based. You'll connect your activities to price models so that they get the correct budget, and you can add as many price models as you need to your project. With a non-billable price model, all hours registered will get a 0 billable time and not show up for invoicing. This is useful for internal hours of work that your customer shouldn't pay for. Fixed price is used for budgets where you'll get paid a set fee, regardless of the hours you spend. The project will always belong to a specific customer, but you can invoice different customers from the same project by selecting a different customer inside the price model. You can also split invoices between different customers with a set percentage. You'll add in the total fixed price and can select how the fixed price should be invoiced to your customer, either as a payment plan or using products. The default option is a payment plan, where you'll add installments with issue date and amount. The installment title can be changed, and you can define installments as percentages of the total fixed price. Click New Payment for each installment you want to add. Below you'll see the sum total of your installments, and how much of the total is remaining to specify. If you rather want to portion the fixed price based on the hours spent on the project, then leave the payment plan blank by deleting all installments. Moment will automatically suggest a fee based on the hours your team has spent. By default, any hours registered on the price model will appear under To Be Invoiced. But in cases where you've invoiced the entire budget and still need to register hours, unchecking the checkbox for billable hours will let you account for the hours without having to worry about them showing up for invoicing. If you want to send separate invoices for certain price models, you can check the box for Invoiced Separately. Save the price model. You'll see it as part of the list on the right-hand side. Hourly rate price models are for budgets where you'll get paid based on how many hours you spend in the project. The hourly rate base will determine the pricing for each hour registered on activities connected to the price model. You can select between a wide range of pricing options, such as rates specified for coworkers, for roles, a common price, and so on. You can also add an estimated total fee in case there's a limit to how much you can invoice your customer. This will be visible when you get to the invoicing stage. The further options are the same as for fixed price. As always, click Save to save the price model. With Project in Moment, you'll gather all project data inside a neat and easy to navigate system. Our project now has a team, a set of activities, different budgets, and is ready for further details as expenses, planning hours, time tracking, and invoicing. We'll cover those topics in separate videos.